That should be good. All right, we're down in the mission screen. It should have moved me to the TFAR channel. At least I hope it did. I think it's still lagging, though. And there we go. Now we can start hearing people. So, guys, this is Friday Night Fights, round one. We're going to be doing our predictions for all three, playing some intermission between the two. We have, if I were to check in the TeamSpeak channel, 106 players on today. Excellent. So let me do 105 plus player in the title for our One Life PvP here that I know a lot of you really love to watch. Anyway, going over here, this is the first round. It was made by Depso. It's a simple mission on Al Rayek. Afghan forces attempt to liberate a city from hands of religious extremists. Game mode is going to be sector control. With sector control, how it works these days, because it changed recently, is if the attacking faction has more people in the sector than the defending faction, then a 90-second timer will start to count down. That timer will reset if... Actually, I'm not sure if it resets. I think it just pauses if the attackers then don't have as many people as the defenders. And I think that's the only change, or if, they're all killed off. Otherwise, 3 sectors in the zone here. Mission variables here are going to be as follows. It's a 50-minute round, just as is every Friday Night Fights round with a 15-minute safe start, which I like to put down for betting. But otherwise, render distance is going to be a little over a kilometer, specifically 1,250 meters. No magnified optics nor NVG equipment, and the defender points is 250, which is double the normal amount of defender build points, which is at 125. Otherwise, medium anti-tank settings. This is important because there is a new roster down. And I'm not sure if that's coming into effect today because I don't see an Echo team. So we'll see when that change is officially made. But otherwise, the new roster will have changes to medium anti-tank settings. They're bringing specialized squads back, which we haven't seen in years. So that's back more to when I was first covering FNF way back when. But anyway, Blue 4 and Op 4 both get 2 AT rounds. Blue 4 and Independent. And Independent also gets 1 HE round per launcher. Otherwise, Blue 4 are going to be rocking the modern Afghanistan kits here. Loadouts are going to be M16s and M4A1s, Glock 17s for the secondary handgun, 249s for their auto riflemen, 240 Golfs for their machine gunners. Auto riflemen usually use an LMG, machine gunners use an MMG, light versus medium. Basically, it's a caliber difference and weight difference. But otherwise, light anti-tank is going to be an M136. Crew and aviation get a choice of an MP7 or an M4A1. CSW, nothing there. Assets, they get 2 M2 Humvees, 1 UH-60 that is armed. Each side gets 4,000 rounds for the side minigun. They get an M1117. I can assure you that the GMG is not a Mark 19. They usually replace that in FNF to a 7.62x51 coax machine gun. So it has M2, which is 50 cal, and then the 240 Bravo machine gun instead of the Mark 19 GMG, which stands for grenade machine gun. 4 transport Humvees and 6 transport Urals. Looking down at the Blue 4 roster, we have... Trying to click out of that. That's weird. I don't know why it's not letting me... There we go. We have Newton leading Platoon HQ, Renly being the 2IC, Norris being the Platoon Medic, Heartseer being Alpha 1's lead, with Ali Poos, Nicholas, Ant, Toxic, Ali Buffet, and Khalil. Bravo HQ is being led by Steve, with Kabubi Face as his medic. Bravo 1 has Whiplash with Iander, Perton, Kevin, Revolk, Melon, and Mackenzie. These guys are Scandi Recon players, one of the best communities within FNF. Nafs is leading Bravo 2, with Cullis, Dobbs, Flying Fin, Kazul, Kat, and Nemesis under him as well. NASA leading Charlie HQ, so the guys from... OFCRA are on this team as well. Dennis being his medic. Bluck leading Charlie 1 with XN, Kermit, Ivno, Ezio, Mr. Dave, and Pogo _. Charlie 2 has Anjiri leading Orcus, Zada, Javi, Rufi, and Zixmi. It's interesting. Zixmi was being very funny in our chat the other day during the OFCRA event. Otherwise, Elite Hunter leading Delta, with Snafferino being his medic. Lussode leading Delta 1. So a lot of... actually, he's PLH, my bad. With Camred, Gogu, Solomons, and Crazy. Under Delta 1, no Delta 2. Depso and Timac being a Gamma 1 crew, which I believe is a dedicated crew for the 1117. And then Pierce is going to be flying Fred and Bates in the Blackhawk here with the miniguns on the side. And then you got Misfit under Delta 2, who's probably going to join up on Delta 1. interesting to see all those faces there. But otherwise, let's go ahead and look at the other half of the game here. Green 4 is going to be the 2010 Tribal Militia kits. Breaking down the roster here, we have Platoon Lead, Platoon Sergeant, Squad Leader, Team Leader, Auto Rifleman, Assistant Grenadier, Grenadier IR. Grenadier IR guys have the Hunt IR rounds, which are 40mm camera grenades. They fire up into the air, gives them a nice bird's eye view of the map. It has normal vision and night vision mode. Great for getting your bearings. Otherwise, your Machine Gunner, Assistant, Combat Engineer, which has the choice of 4 tripwire mines, 2 being HE and 2 being flares, 3 AT mines, 2 explosive satchels, or 4 explosive charges, which you can also turn into throwables. It's just they're heavy and you can't throw them as far. Otherwise, you have your light anti-tank, medium anti-tank, 1 an assistant, medium anti-tank, 2 an assistant, recon infantry, scout, and sniper. These 3 are out of play because they removed X-ray. You have your designated marksman, which for these guys appears to be an SVD. Crew lead, crewmen, pilots, medics, and the base kit. Loadouts for these guys are going to be a mix of AKSs or AKMs. Light machine gunners get the RPK, medium machine gunners get the PKP, light anti-tank gets the RPG-26, crew and aviation get a choice of the PP-2000 or an AKS. Nothing on crew served weapons. Their assets include 3 static Dishkas, 2 static cords, so 5 static 12.7 machine guns. Nice. 2 Dishka Helixes, which is pronounced Hilux. I just keep butchering it. And 2 transport Hiluxes as well. I will do my best to change that breakdown. Otherwise, commanding is going to be Lolo from TSB, Wise as his group's medic, and Jack as the 2IC. Shy leading Alpha HQ with Vagrant, Mutant, Nordic Prophet, Seismo, Olaf, Kiri, Sam, and Slushy under him. Cat Morgan leading Bravo with Oddball as his medic. Deska Keeper leading Bravo 1 with Mercs. Duraco, Leziak, Dawadox, and Games Kropa. Ash leading Bravo 2 with Swola, Arcor, Banks, Erikiru, and Wheaton under him. Kane leading the Papega Pirates team, another really good community within Friday Night Fights. Cake here being the squad medic. Flux leading Charlie 1 with Artisan Korvac, Roster, Bant, Novix, and Bronson Bant, who I always say is the top player within Friday Night Fights. Valetarian leading Charlie 2 with Daedalor, Zombie Forever Zally, and Arma Jesus. And then we got WG here, Pingus leading Delta with Solik as the medic, and then Delta 1 being led by MFL with Petrovsky. That's it. Alberciq, Wajtka, I don't know, and Gronska. All right, well, pardon my mispronunciations. 3 sectors are pretty massive here, which is interesting from a balance perspective because Blue 4 can just move into the sector and start taking it automatically. So Green 4 is going to have to fully play on defense here. But this is a massive town to hold. There's nothing special in these areas other than whatever Green 4 might build. So this should be interesting to see what they come up with. But this is probably going to be a quicker round because all Blue 4 needs to do is just move into the town and assault from there. You could see the chopper try to land somewhere fancy on the rear, getting on the ridge to provide overwatch for Blue 4 coming in from the west or southwest, or if the north if they want to have the chopper potentially land up here. But Green 4, they don't really have the manpower to do anything crazy. Papega and Scandia are going to cancel each other out. So it's just going to fall to, I guess, the higher number advantage, but a 1117, not the best to work with in an urban environment, but it has a lot of firepower. But Green 4, in terms of how big these sectors are, I think is just going to be outmanned at this point. These sectors are massive. Like, this is the entirety of Sector 2, and that is a lot. Sector 3 is literally everything right here. And then Sector 1 is this entire block, more or less, past this road. So all of this. So Blue 4 could literally just put a bunch of people on the edge of the sector and automatically capture it over a 90-second timer, forcing Green 4 to counterattack. So Green 4, in terms of countering that strategy, need to find some places where they can just fortify the hell out of everything, which you're seeing done at the church right now. But if Blue 4 just gets more people than the defensive group in the sector that Green 4 has, they're going to win by default. So with that in mind, I think it would have been better if the sectors were made to be like this military base, for example, the church, and then a random grouping of buildings that seem defensible. You know what I mean? Because these sectors are just way too big. I think they're going to get a little metaed by the attackers through no fault of their own. Hell, the third sector could have been this military position right here. So you would have that, the church, and the third one. That would have been much better in terms of balance, because Green 4 might just get completely outmaneuvered here. So, I don't agree, as I think the mission balance is a lot more to Blue 4 because of Blue 4's assets and the size of the sectors. Because again, if this was the previous way of doing sector control, I would agree with you, because these sectors are then way too big. Green 4 can just hide a dude in the middle of a random building in the, like, you know, some far corner of the sector, and Blue 4 is going to have to spend all the time clearing that area out. But again, with the new way of how sectors are captured, you just have to have more people in the sector than your defender. So with that being the case, I feel like Blue 4 can just easily dogpile these sectors and capture them without actually having to go in and do combat. So I think this is going to play out with Blue 4 taking the sectors, but then sweeping and clearing the area, because Green 4 is going to be forced to pull back until they have such a number to hold. But it forces Green 4 to concentrate, because if they counterattack, then they're going to be screwed. But here's the thing, they have Pepega Pirates, who rarely stay on defense, unless they're absolutely ordered to, but usually that's a waste of them. But even on defense, they can rock it, but if they're just going to be outnumbered, they might just lose by default. So I would say this is heavily in favor of Blue 4, but we'll just have to see. One second, I just remembered something. I was supposed to have dinner with my father and brother on Monday, but I just realized my Monday is booked. Ah, crap, I gotta ask Bloodwayne on the date for something, but I'll handle that during, between the end of FNF and the, Zeus out. So these are going to be death traps if they're in the city. I agree with the 1117. I would love to see the 1117 put on, like, the outskirts, seeing if it could snipe people on the inside. Because if it's put up high, anyone on this defensive line is going to get sniped by the 50 cal of that 1117. So that's something Op4 is going to have to be worried about. And then even then, if they're put up high, you've got the UH-60 with its gunners that are going to be sweeping anyone. So it's going to force Green 4 inside to make murder holes, which is just going to allow for Blue 4 to push in a lot more. So I think on paper, this op looks great. It looks balanced. It looks like it's going to force Blue 4 to do a lot of heavy CQC. But in playability, I don't know. I mean, this could totally go against what I'm saying. Green 4 could catch Blue 4 before they even move into the sectors, and it's an automatic win there. But I think playability-wise, where I see this going, I think Blue 4 could easily steamroll this one if they just keep their numbers together. But I see a group by the chopper. So they're going to deploy a group somewhere back here and have them walk in, which is going to make it harder for the ground infantry to push in, which might leave Pepega Pirates with enough room to kill people, but at the same time, they're going to be fighting Scandi in the ground convoy. And as I've said in the past, usually when Scandi and Pepega fight each other head on, they just cancel each other out. And usually there's a winner, but they only have a few guys, which isn't enough to then kill the rest of the player base by themselves outright. But if you have Scandi or Pepega fight another community, usually they heavily outperform them. But there's plenty of circumstances where that's the not the case. And in an urban scenario, it's more, I would say, in favor of Scandi or Pepega. But I think Green 4 is going to be holding the outskirts here instead. So we'll just have to see how this goes. Now, if Green 4 are able to snipe the chopper out of the sky early on with its crew in, then I think that's going to be a great win for Green 4 early on. And then you also have to remember Green 4 have HE rounds with their AT. So we'll just have to see how all this plays out, you know? All right, one more minute. Yes, I'm going to cover all the early branch rounds. I no longer cover the NA, also known as now the late branch rounds. simply because I now do a Zeus op at that time, and I also just personal differences with how they run the event, which, you know, nothing wrong with that. Just personal preference. So UH-60 is going to go around north, again, probably landing somewhere back here so they can maneuver a field on, maybe to get into that castle. Green 4 sending a force up to that castle. Blue 4 is going to potentially come all the way around down here and then deploy and try to move from the hilltop areas to try to get overwatch from the high ground, and then the UH-60 will be able to support them. So this is going to turn into a 2 different pronged attack area, one squad attacking from the far north coming in, and then these guys attacking from the south, which means their forces are going to be a little bit split, but we'll just have to see how that plays out. Okay. So now we're just waiting for things to play out. We do have... we had one shot here. I don't know where that was at. They might just be shooting out windows or something. But we do have Delta deploying over here. This could be a feign. They could get on a building and just start firing in. But I'm a little worried with how divided I'm seeing Blue 4 get here. You're seeing some guys deploying all the way over here. They managed to run Kabubi over. I don't know what they're doing back here. I think they were trying to go around, but realized they might be going around too far and get in the kill zone. But yeah, I suspect they're going to be deploying around here and then pushing from the south. And then the UH-60 takes an AT hit. Great LAT shot by Roster. Can Pierce auto recover? It's coming a little hard. He might. Gets the bounce. It's sliding, though. Oh, no, it's sliding. I don't think anyone died. We got some knockouts, though. Great shot by a light anti-tank gunner.
They can't, like, press. There can't have been that many in there.
There was a full squad, dude. That was a great shot by Bronson here. I can't begin to stress that enough. No, excuse me, it was Roster because he had the light anti-tank. My bad. So now they're starting to plink at the people down here, but that's going to knock this asset out unless they can get her repaired, which they might actually be able to.
I'm pretty fucked.
Check the cargo thing for this. I think
So they might be able to get that chopper back in the air, but that slowed down this group. We'll see what they do to counter. That's going to pull attention to the north, which will weaken the southern focus. So even though it was a beautiful shot, at the end of the day, it might not really account for much, unfortunately. I do like the fortifications that have been made here. Now, I think these guys are going to just shoot out to try to pull people in this direction. But I think Green 4 is going to get baited into 2 areas here. One, a defensive line right here, and one up here with defensive forces down here. And that's going to leave room for the main force to then come around and just kind of go right into the sectors and take them without Green 4 having any proper defensive line. So what you're going to see is Blue 4 is either going to... No, they're not going to be able to sneak in because you got Delta HQ right here. They're going to report that Blue 4 is coming down these hills here. Maybe Delta will be able to rack up a bunch of kills, but that's going to pull a lot of the forces out over here to then go into the sectors, and you're going to have some really impromptu CQC in the sectors themselves because Green 4 doesn't have any good proper defense lines here. They'll probably fold into the Minaret area here, the... Gosh, I want to say church and cathedral. It's not. It's mosque. My bad. The mosque area here and hold that, but the other 2 sectors are probably going to fall, and then by then, the 2 forces on the side are going to push in and just push it from multiple sides. But again, I think Green 4's at a pretty heavy disadvantage. Looks like they're pulling off from that hill, but they are potentially going to keep their defensive lines over here just in case. So we'll see how things go. But I hope you're all doing A-okay. Please remain seated until the vehicle is stopped. Well, you want to get out of it because you don't know if it's going to clip something and blow itself up while it's rolling down like that. So now we just have to wait because I think Blue 4 is still trying to get themselves set up. And the one issue with that is how long before Green 4 starts thinking, okay, maybe there wasn't anything up there to do anything. Alpha needs to get on this castle and start suppressing random targets, and Delta needs to get closer and start testing the front line here if they want to pull as much as they can from Green 4 from other areas so the main force can then attack from the ridge. That's what they want to do at this point. But since nothing's happening, Green 4 is just going to jump at the first sign of contact. At this point. Yeah, shut up, Fives. Though I am curious what this Vic is doing back here.
Yeah, let's not go any farther that way. Let's go straight south.
Okay.
So they're now going to hunt for Blue 4's main force. Now, one thing to note, though, is there is a 50 cal car marauding around over here. So if these guys do go straight south, they'll get spotted. But this is, let's see, the 2IC... and the company medic, or excuse me, platoon medic. So they might be searching around here. Why would Blue 4 have these ridges under control? Because if you're trying to pull... There's no point in these guys being in the low ground down here then with such a small force. If you're gonna attack from this angle specifically, that's really close to anything you'd be trying to pull from Delta. Unless Delta moved up to right there and started... Bit of a weird plan. Blue 4 command is Newton. Yeah, and exactly, like, that's what I was also concerned about is, you know, maybe they're trying to run a distraction plan and then they have the Overwatch to do it, but that's weird. Oh, these guys are just in a transport. Oh, this is going to be fun. And they're going up to Charlie, too. Jobby, light anti-tank. Oh, Jobby, he doesn't know to listen for vehicles. He has his AirPods in.
There's a rocket.
Get in the 50 cal!
Contact on us.
Get in the 50 cal! Oh my god. Well, there goes that guy.
No.
Send in goat. Audrey Hotto, how are you doing, my friend? Your record has still not been beaten in FNF. Thanks for the 41-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Damn, Jack! Hearing some other shots over here because they're attacking from the ridge. Oh my god. This guy's been headshotting. So Blue 4 is going to attack from ridges on where, and they're having forces assault in the low. Oh my god. That's exactly what you don't want to do, man. Hey, righto, Audrey Hotto. I know you've been busy, my man. I hope everything's going well, though. I am, too, and there's been 1 or 2 close calls, but only so. But it's been with vehicles or support assets. So we just had AT get fired into here. So here's the issue. Here's the issue. This force is going to come in on the low ground. They're going to run into these defensive lines and get torn the fuck apart. Maybe they'll push Green 4 back. But yeah, whatever. A lot of open ground for them to hit. And, you know, these are heavily defensive positions here. So maybe Blue 4's thinking because they have the ridges that they'll be able to hit these positions, but now they're being suppressed from other positions deeper in this area. But for Blue 4 to get down here, look at all this open terrain that they have to go downhill on, so they're going to be slow. So Green 4 is going to get a lot of pickoffs over here, and they're going to get a lot of pickoffs over there. So my question is why? Like, if Blue 4 wanted to come from down here and then come down the valley over here and then go through this flat ground as Alpha ran a distraction on the castle and Delta ran a distraction over here to make Green 4 think there were attacks coming from the west and the north to pull as much as away from the east as they could so the main attack could push in, hit both of these sectors immediately and then get into Sector 1 as then the castle team then came in and reinforced and then this team finally pushed in as Sector 1 was being hit, that would have been a beautiful plan. Speaking of, this dude has killed 4 people. About to be 5. So, he's now bandaging a body. He could get the 5th kill and steal a Humvee, but it's... Blue 4 had the capacity to make a really good plan here, and now it's being a little silly, in my opinion. I think because of the numbers and just what's pushing down right here, you see that Scandi Recon's taking the initiative. They're trying to put some smokes down to push down as much as they can, but this is so silly. See, now Newton just pushed in here on his own, so Blue 4 Command just charged in and died with the platoon medic. What? What is the strategy here? You got Scandi Recon now. It's going to push against TSB. You just had AT fire in. The Humvees flipped. I don't know. Kiri's trying to get pickoffs, which he just got one. Which, I mean, these guys are fighting Scandi Recon, which are, you know, one of the best communities here. But because it's, you know, units in the open versus units in fortified positions, they're going just as well you'd think they would. So now you have these forces that have pushed in, but it's only one squad, so we'll see if forces fold back. But this is just a Charlie Foxtrot and a half. Whiplash finally pushed up, got the kill on full automatic. Green 4 is going to have no choice but to eventually pull back and hold Sector 1. This force, after they clean up Alpha here, is going to have to push back to hold Sector 2. And then you have these remaining Green 4 guys that are probably going to have to pull back as well, but they're getting shot in the rear here. You still have Jaeger and MF. Well, now you just have Jaeger. I caster cursed at him. And I'm curious. Yeah, Jack got his 5 kills, so he's probably going to take the armed Humvee and move in, but... this is just weird. Jaeger gets knocked out by a grenade. Pogo is on fire. Wow. Holy crap, a thermite kill's actually gonna kill someone in Friday Night Fights! Holy shit! I gotta write this one down. This is our new record. I just caster cursed the... Okay. He is on fire. Oh my god. Can anyone join and play? Yes, if you do exclamation point F and F, which I don't have in the title, I'll fix that during the intermission. You can, but look at Blue 4's casualties. All of Charlie 2's dead. Alpha actually hasn't taken that much, but all of the command team is dead. Let's look at Green 4 here. Wise died. Kropa and Kiri are dead. A lot of WG is dead because they got pushed. So I think Blue 4 still has a chance here, but this is not the best strategy that Blue 4 could have done. Sector 3 has officially been captured. That was a building being deaded. Not sure if there were still Green 4 guys in here. I don't see any bodies, though. But that was a good call to make. There's a dropped backpack up there, too. Yeah, so Slushy was in there and Sam were in there, so they pulled back. Blue 4 is now going to probably go north into Sector 2, but now you got these guys all folding back. So this is just going to serve to really force Green 4 to band together into sectors, which is going to make it harder for Blue 4 to push in the CQC fight. So I got to wonder, where is Pepega? Pepega's Charlie for Green 4. Again, really good players that you want to keep an eye on. They're going to be flanked from the south, though. So we'll see if they take notice. Ooh, spooky title edit. Thanks, Don. Flux is going to run, and he's not paying attention. Oh, but he blows Zixme away! Oh, I'm waiting for Zixme to come in my chat and bitch. I mean, he's fighting. Zixme is a really good player from OFCRA, but he just got cucked by Flux right there. Holy crap. I want Zixme to come in here because I'm going to troll him. I'm going to tell him that Flux is Polish. Sector 2 no longer being captured. And that's an inside joke, by the way. You're not going to get unless you know. Ezio trying to snipe Bayan. Bayan taking 2 or 3 shots. He's a marksman. He returns fire. Oh, and he gets knocked out. Granted, he was in the open. Flux looks like he just got killed by Misfit. I mean, these are OFCRA players. They are not to be trifled with. These are some of the best in OFCRA. More AT coming out. This is round 1. And it's a really interesting way it's being done. I can't tell you who's going to win yet. Because you have elite players fighting elite players. Sector 2, it's because these 2 guys are on the edge. If they were to come into the sector, it would start being captured. We need to see Alpha push in and join in the sector timeout there. Bayant is back alive. He's on 2 kills. Good for him. Not sure if they were over here. He might have gotten them earlier, plinking out Alpha as they came down. Oh, no, he might have gotten one right there. Korvac just got a kill with Artisan there on one of the Blue 4 guys. We got Vexen coming around with a 249. Vexen, a really good player. I mean, he's got a little, he's got a Pepega thing on him. Blue 4 coming in with a Vic. Ooh, we got long-range 50 cal fire from the Vic that's... What's his face stole? Jack stole. He's on 5 kills because he wiped an entire team on his own. But now it's just resorting to heavy CQC inside. Green Force now pulling into the completes Sector 1 here. Sorry, that wasn't English. Green 4 is pulling back to hold Sector 1 now. Blue 4 is now pushing on the outskirts, so you're going to have a second wave of fighting here. But Blue 4 and Green 4 are evenly matched in the numbers here, though. So we'll just have to see what happens. That 117, not really being useful being on the ground level. It should be up high trying to snipe people with its 50 cal. Because it has a camera gun, so it can be used as a crow system. Another Blue 4 guy just got taken out. I think Green 4 are going to be able to bounce back. We have to see how Alpha comes down this hill, though. And we have to see how this fight plays out. But because of Blue 4's weird plan, I don't see how Blue 4 can really recover from this one. Green 4 GC is still alive. Lolo's at the center. All of Blue 4 command is dead, though. Because they, the 2IC was with Alpha, who got sniped off on there, and then the actual ground commander and his medic died right here because they charged in ahead of everyone, which is silly. So you got the 50 cal now firing down the street, takes out the vehicle, killed the gunner, and blows up the building with it, which is a good call to make. But again, I really think that 117 would be better on the hill sniping people with the 50 cal. So now Alpha's turning and slowly coming in with the pilot crew, which means they weren't able to get the chopper back. Yeah, so Roster did great by sniping it with light anti-tank, but you got these forces coming in here, and we'll have to see if Papega can repel. If not, they're going to probably fold back and hold with this remaining group, but Papega has taken heavy casualties here trading with Ofkra. So you have some CQC right here. Kevin's trying to lean out and shoot at who he can at this angle. Green 4 do not have a lot of good defensive positions. You've got Oddball trying to pull that turret back. Here's my issue, though. Blue 4 have a lot of numbers right here. They're going to eventually take Sector 2, unless Green 4 start mass casing Blue 4.
Yeah, we just lost a guy from southeast.
So they're now calling out that group moving around. That's Scandy.
You should run.
Grenade gets thrown. They're going to fold back into this position because it's highly defensible. I want to see if the 1117 makes the mistake of trying to push in with the asset. No, instead they're doing medical because they probably rammed something and hurt themselves. I'd love to see Bayan snipe the Blue 4 guys coming in, but I'm not sure if he knows that he's heavily out of position right now. Let's see if he looks down the street and sees people. He might. Oh, yeah, I think he just saw them. No, please tell Bayan. No, no, please. Yes. I think he panic fired because he thought Ali saw him.
On the northwest, north side of the compound.
So he's calling them out. Korvac was able to get a knockout on Heartseer, gets the double tap. Blast is going to watch with that 249. We just saw a pick off by Bayan. That's his third kill. So I think Green 4 might, on the skin of their teeth, be able to repel that attack. But look at the numbers here. Look at all the Green 4, look at all the Blue 4 remaining. Granted, they're all bunched up right now, but I think Green 4 have the slight number advantage right now. But at the very least, there is no number advantage on Blue 4 anymore. The starting advantage has been knocked out because of this attack plan. So I could see Blue 4 coming around and reinforcing to take Sector 2 with their force. I don't see them taking Sector 1, though. I think the guys in this sector are going to do a lot of casualties, or dish a lot of casualties to Blue 4 before it's over. So Bant took a little bit of fire. He's rebandaging. You also have Jack on the 50 cal Vic. There's Fred.
There's a guy crossing the road right now, or like Baltimore Road, across the road. Northeast, three guys northeast, three guys northeast. Oh, there's the cap.
Yep, there's the cap because there's so many people because they're rushing the sector. Let's even get the headshot there. That's Pierce.
Just northeast, in sector in general.
Bay, you can't hit up the broad side of a Pierce.
The two northeast.
Natty, thanks for the 2,000 bits, my man.
Yeah.
That's 20 bucks. I can afford dinner now. Yes. Thank you so much, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. All right, so yeah, Blue 4 is going to be able to take the sector because they just swarmed everyone in. Korvac doing his best to hold here. Ezio looks like he's trying to counter-snipe Bay. Grenade got thrown out. There's some blind suppression. Sector 2 is about 20 seconds away from being capped. Got Daedalur, Zalil, and, Zali and Zombie Forever trying to come in, but the number is just too great there. Blue 4 starting to push into the sector as well. I think it's still neck and neck here. I think because of that, Green 4 is going to, Blue 4 is just going to start bypassing the Green 4 guys. These three are going to pull back, but you're going to have this this pincer attack here, and then this third wave come in and just hit Green 4 from so many different directions, and Green 4 are just breaking apart now, not knowing what to really do here. I think Blue 4 is going to be able to get this by the skin of their teeth. What was your plan? Sorry. Like, why would you ever be in an open position like that in a CQC environment? That's just suicide, dude. Curious how Korvac's going to keep this up. Oh, this is going to be rich. Oh my god, Bay just sniped that dude! Oh, Bay just fucking sniped him! And now these guys are in base kill zone, so can base snipe them. Frag goes in. That was beautifully timed. He just saved Korvac's ass. Random grenade. I think that was a friendly grenade, and base snipes the other dude. We just had Green 4 running down here. He got taken out, but not before knocking out Dobbs. So he gets double tapped. Korvac now playing CQC. Fred's got an MP7 though. Oh, but he misses every shot. Korvac turns around. Fred has to do a quick reload. Fred gets no, excuse me, Korvac gets him. Oh my god, Korvac on 7! Welcome to Jihadi CQC. It will mess your day up. Oh, but a well-placed grenade takes him out. Beautiful. It's all going to be down to the defense of this sector right here. You need to see these two pockets of Green 4 push into the sector here. You need to see Bay continue to snipe people. Jack is on 6 kills now, which means he's gotten someone with that 50 cal. You just have to have this internal team hold. But here's the deal. If Blue 4 get all of their forces in, I think they'll be able... Let's do a quick number count here. 3, 6, 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if Blue 4 pushes all their forces in the sector, they will win. Under a 90-second countdown. This is what I was talking about earlier on why I think this AO is a little unfair to Green 4. But if Green 4 can then pull their 2 3-man teams on the rear of Blue 4, they should be able to clean it out. But that's only if Blue 4 realizes they need to get in here. And also if Green 4 takes more casualties too, it's going to be over. 50 cal is now firing at some Green 4 guys in the open here. I don't know why they picked that area. There's attackers capturing Sector 1. I think it's GG. I think this is GG. It's going to be Blue 4 due to how this sector is made. Unless Green 4 get some kills immediately. We see Green 4 running in. 3 more guys going to run in. Not sure if that'll be enough. Bay just got sniped. No. A satchel was thrown. AT fired. Mine's going off. I think Green 4 just had 2 casualties, and it's not going to be enough even if these guys fold in. But even then, Scandy's preventing Green 4 from pushing reinforcements in. So you just had the 117 get sniped up there, but this is GG. Blue 4 wins. Blue 4 wins by just design of this scenario, which I was saying is probably how it's going to play out despite Blue 4 having a really bad plan. But this could have gone either way in the PvP if the sectors weren't made like this. But... I don't know. There was still a big chance if the sector was down to like this church, the mosque, I think Blue 4 could have still won. But I think it was just a bit of a poorly made scenario. They should have done the mosque and the 2 military bases to make them smaller and more defensible for